Hi, my name's Mandy. I am with Scott Leroy Marketing, and today's class is Command Website Setup. So today we're going to go over the basics of your KW agent or team site. I'm going to show you how to personalize or customize any of the default settings and the default pages on your KW agent site. This is kind of like part one, and we do have a part two class called Customize Your Website. We do have archives for that on our YouTube already, and we also teach that class live as well. So definitely check the training calendar out or our YouTube channel if you'd like to find that class. That goes into more of creating custom pages on your site as well. If you're here with me live, just like we just talked about, go ahead and drop any questions you have in the chat. I will be happy to help get those answered in real time, or I'll stay a few minutes after class just to make sure we get all of them answered. If you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us via email. And our email is support@scottleroymarketing.com. Welcome, everybody that's coming in. Go ahead and drop the links in the chat one more time for you guys so everybody has them that just came in. And we'll go ahead and get started on the material for class. Again, this is Command Website Setup. So what we're going to cover today is how to get your profile set up within Command, and also how to customize your default settings for your KW agent or your team site, depending on if you're a team or a solo agent, or maybe a team member and you want to work on your individual agent site. First stop is always going to be the marketing profile. I want to show you where this data bank of your information lives and how to get that adjusted and make sure it's all of your current information, as that is what populates on your site. Then for the second portion of class, we'll go over to the site itself and look at the default settings and how you can adjust some of those. To find your marketing profile, you'll want to choose your name at the top right up here and then go down to settings. If you are on a team and you're a rainmaker and you're looking to make changes to your team site, go ahead and toggle over to your team here and then choose settings. But for most, if you're wanting to work on your KW agent site, being under your personal profile is good, and choosing settings from the drop-down menu. Once we're back here in settings, come over here to connect settings on your left-hand side and choose marketing profile. This is the data bank of information that I was sharing with you. We're going to go through a few of the fields here. I'm going to highlight some of the top ones to pay attention to. We do have a tip video that will walk you step by step through every field if that's what you would like, but I'm going to hit the highlights here today. Number one, you'll want to make sure that this is toggled on in the top right-hand corner. This means that this information will feed out to actually brand your KW agent site. This way, it's not just generic. It will actually show your name and your contact information. And so then you'll have your photo field and your team logo. For your photo right here, it does work best if your photo is a square. And notice that it also shares that a 360 by 360 pixel is even better. If you need any help resizing your photo, please reach out to us. If we work with your office, we're happy to help get that done for you. And so this is where you can upload your headshot. Your team logo can go right here. Notice we don't have an image right here. That's fine if you don't have a team logo or even like a personal logo that you want to use. Pro tip, you might want to at least have a generic KW logo here. Some of the marketing you do through Command, like through email campaigns or smart plans, it may have a field on there for your team logo. And if you don't have one, it could possibly show a broken image on that marketing piece. So just FYI, if you don't have a team logo or a personal logo, think about putting a generic KW logo in there or something as a placeholder. Okay, we've seen agents actually put in another headshot. So you can get creative if you want. Just double check your marketing before it goes out so you don't have any headshots sitting side by side. Um, yeah, Caleb, if your headshot looks wonky right here, it's going to look wonky on your marketing. So If you need any help with that, you can definitely email us and we'll be happy to get it resized for you and get it uploaded. No problem. There's also multiple profiles within your command. So in order to keep your marketing consistent, the headshot does need to be updated in a couple of places. So just always feel free to let us know when you have a new headshot and we can make sure it's consistent across all your marketing and command. This is where your website photo is going to pull though. All right, moving on down. Your details are here. Check with your Market Center staff if you have any compliance questions and make sure that this is as it should be to meet your compliance standards for your local area and your board. You can come in here and even add a slogan or any designations that you have. We come down a little bit further and you have the option to add any military affiliations. And guys, even if you're not active or maybe family of, there is an option down here at the bottom to choose supporter and patriot. And once you choose one of those options, it gives you a whole list. There's even militaries in here that are not just American, but we have other countries listed as well. So feel free to add that to any of your marketing as well as your bio here. And if you come down a little further, you can enter your mobile phone, your email, and your website right here. Please know for your website, having this little link right ahead of it will help make it an active hyperlink whenever you send marketing through command. So make sure that that is there. If you are not sure, you can always just copy your web address, open another tab and paste it. And once it goes to your site, you can click back on that web address bar and now see that that is actually added to the beginning of it. So it's already there for you. So then you can just copy it, bring it right back over to your marketing profile and paste it, and it'll be there for you. So you don't have to worry about getting every single character correct. Again, that just makes it an active link whenever you're sending marketing out of your command. www is not compatible with KW sites. In fact, a lot of sites don't use it anymore. So just keep an eye out for that. We recommend not using www in your marketing whenever you are sharing your KW agent site URL. It will default. It will show broken. Okay. Just below this, your market center information. This should be filled out for you already, especially if you were set up by us here at Scott Leroy Marketing. However, if maybe you've changed market centers or you're part of multiple ones, we can actually help update that for you, or you can come into these fields and update that information as well. Right here, your market center logo should be here. However, if you're needing one, or maybe you need that generic KW logo that we were talking about earlier, I want to show you where you can go and get those. You can come right here to a new tab and just go to kwconnect.com. And I'm going to share that link in just a moment in our chat. But when you come to kwconnect.com, if you're asked to log in, it's just your command logins. You would come to resources and marketing. Logos and branding. This is where you can get your Market Center logos and your KW logos. If you scroll down a little bit, right here, you would enter your Market Center number and either preview or download the file. It'll be a zip file and usually contains several logo options for your Market Center. I just shared that link with y'all in the chat if you want to grab it. And then below that, this is where all of your KW logos come into play. So you can scroll through all of these. They have several styles and just pick whichever you prefer. Okay. Go ahead and close that and come back to our marketing profile. And then down at the bottom, you have your legal footers for your marketing profile. You can add that text here or even links, especially for our Texas agents or maybe our New York agents that need to have your disclaimers posted. You can add those links here as well as legal footer images. Now, please know these are teeny, they're itty bitty. They will still show on your KW agent site though if you want to add them. This is usually great for like maybe you've gotten a seller representative specialist designation. I went blank for a second. Or maybe a buyer's agent representative or a buyer's representative designation. For some reason, those names are completely escaping me at this moment. Hopefully, you know exactly what I mean, though. Any designation that you've gotten for your business, and they give you the little logo that you can use. This is actually a great place to use those. So come in and add them if you'd like, or send them to us, and we'll be happy to add them for you. And then down at the bottom, your social links. If you have your public profile links from your social platforms like Facebook and Instagram, you can take those links and add them here to your marketing profile. Then when you go to your KW agent site, you will have, let me zoom in so you can see them. You will have those social links at the top of your site here where consumers can actually click one time and get right to your social platforms. And they'll also be linked at the bottom. Let me scroll down here underneath your name on the contact me form. They will be located here. Okay. Coming back to the marketing profile, last but not least, Google Analytics ID. If you have not had Google Analytics set up for your KW agent site yet, we'll be happy to help you do that. This is a way that you can track traffic and engagement on your KW agent site. So in in the Google Analytics, it gives you a Google search ID. You would just take that Google search ID and add it here to your marketing profile, as well as one other place in the back end of your KW agent site, and that will help track that information for you. Just some little extra metrics to keep your eye on. So if you want to have that done, please reach out to us. We'll be happy to help you with that. If you've made any changes to your marketing profile at all, just make sure to go ahead and click save. Okay. And then from there, I want to show you one other profile within your command that does populate information on your KW agent site. Remember, I shared at this time, there are multiple profiles within your command. There is one other profile I want to point out to you, and that is where you go up to your name and choose My Profile. My profile right here, while it does include some of the same fields like profile, name, your biography, there are a couple of extra spaces right here that you may want to come add information to. The first is languages spoken. You can choose the edit button right up here at the top and choose other languages. So if you're bilingual or multilingual, you can come in and choose other languages that you would like. If you have a preferred language different than English, you can also choose that as well. Just below that, you'll also see the field for service areas. This is helpful and will appear on your KW agent site under your About Me tab. So if you have any specific service areas that you would like to highlight and say that you're a specialist in that area, feel free to come and add those here in that particular field. When you're done, just make sure to click Save Changes. Okay? And that's it for your profiles. Now let's go ahead. I'm going to click back here to get us back into our command. Notice our tabs are showing on the left-hand side again now. And now let's go ahead and work on your actual website's tab. That's the icon down here on the very bottom. If you're not familiar with the icons just yet, you can always click the red square at the top and it will pop the names out for you. You can click it again to hide them if you want to. So we'll click websites. And right here, you should see your KW agent site listed right here. If you're Market Center leadership or you are on a team, you may see another site listed. But again, if you're a solo agent and on your personal account, you should see your personal site here. Raul, I'm going to click back on our home icon just to get us back to the command dashboard so that you have a general point to navigate from. So from right here, all I did was click on the websites tab down here on the bottom left. And you just click that and we came right here. Okay. And so from here, guys, there are some general settings. You're welcome. Some general default settings that I want to go over with you here that you can edit just from right here within the websites tab without going into expert mode. We will go into expert mode by the end of class, and I'll show you some more customization you can do there. But from right here, there are some basics that you can adjust right here on a surface level. So I want to go over those with you now. First, let's go back here to our settings tab and start here. Right here, we're actually going to scroll down underneath Edit Website and come down here to the other fields. That part for the Edit My Website will take you into expert mode. We'll get there in a minute. But right here under Settings, you have some website settings again that you can adjust. The first is your subdomain. For your KW agent site, you know it always ends in .kw.com. In the .kw.com, while it cannot be changed, you can always edit the first portion, aka subdomain. So if you ever do want to change that, you can come right here, put your cursor in that field, and make any changes. When you do, you'll just want to click Save Changes, and you'll see some tiny text show up underneath the box that lets you know if it was approved or if it's not available, or if maybe you put a special character in it or something like that and it's not allowed. But you will get some type of feedback letting you know if you can use that particular subdomain. Below that is your app URL settings. This is just for your consumer mobile app. So you'll see that lives right here and you can copy it if you need to. This next portion is team referral links. So for all of my people that are on a team member, or a rainmaker, you will see this portion within your website settings. It lets you know your team name, and then it actually has a very specific team website URL right here for you. You'll notice, if you can see it a little bit, it has extra letters and numbers and characters after the actual team domain that you can see right there, the dreamteamnc.kw.com. There's a little extra portion at the end. This is a URL customized just for you as a team member. You can use that on your marketing instead, and any lead that is captured using that link will automatically populate within the team contacts and be assigned to you as an agent. So you won't lose it to any lead routing that your team Rainmaker may have set up. You don't run the chances of losing your leads to other team members. They will be captured and assigned to you. Another benefit of it is that you will show up as the agent on the homepage. So it'll be the team site, but it will highlight you as the agent on the Contact Me forms and on the homepage. So it's a little extra added benefit for our team members. Next is your team app link. That's the consumer KW app that will show branded for the team. And then you also have your team member app link as well. This shows you, it's branded for you with the team branding. Coming on down, preferences. Currently, these are set to show Keller Home Loans, Keller Covered, and neighborhoods on your KW agent site. The first two, this is when you're viewing a listing on your KW agent site, you'll see a little pop-up or a little box for Keller Home Loans and Keller Covered. You can choose to disable this if you prefer. You would simply just come here and toggle to disabled and just make sure to click Save Changes. The other part here for neighborhoods, when you're on your KW agent site, let me just toggle over there really quick. Come back up to the top so you know where I'm at. And you search properties on the particular site, and it shows a map. It will automatically be defaulted. I'm giving it a second to update so I can show you what I'm talking about. Ours must be turned off. Nope, it says enabled. So what we should be seeing here, I'm trying to back up on the map to see if it'll show us. these used to show in blue. There it is. So it's not in blue today, it's in black. They were doing updates yesterday, so this may be part of it. But see the black outlines? Those are going to be outlining the neighborhoods in these particular sections. If you do not want those to show, you can come back over here to your settings and just choose to disable those. Okay? If you want them to show, just leave it enabled. Okay. Down here at the bottom, you have forced registration. This is where you can require a lead to enter their information, their name and email and phone number before they're able to view any more properties. Your site is set up to be unrestricted, meaning that a visitor can come and view as many properties as they want on your KW site, and they are never forced to enter their contact information. If you want to change that, you can come right here and choose how many properties you want to require them to view or be limited at, I should say it that way. The number of properties you want them to be limited to before being forced to require and enter their contact information. Essentially, what ends up happening is the visitor will view a property and they'll get a pop-up at the bottom of the screen that says, you have one more property you can view. And then the next property they view, it will give them a pop-up screen of the contact form. They will have to enter their information and cannot maneuver around it until they do. Once they enter their contact information, you get a notification of a new lead. The lead populates as a contact in your command database, and then the viewer, visitor can continue looking at properties on your website uninhibited. So you decide what you want to do for your business. You can set them to unrestricted where they can view unlimited properties, 10 properties, 2 properties, or no properties, and they have to enter their information before they look at anything on your site when it comes to listings. Make sure to save changes. And I'm going to point out the little red button down here at the bottom, but I hope we all know not to touch the red buttons. This is a deactivate site button. It will permanently deactivate your KW agent site. Okay? Please don't do it. You can relaunch a KW agent site later if you choose to, if you have to use the deactivate site. I just highly recommend never touching this unless you're either leaving KW and you really need to permanently deactivate your site, or if maybe you've paid for a third-party custom site and you don't want your KW site competing on search results with your paid site. Okay. But it lives down here. If you ever need it, just don't recommend you touch it. Okay, great. Good talk. All right, scrolling back up. We just covered settings. I'm going to bring you back to My Websites tab just to cover a few more surface level edits that you can make before jumping into the expert mode. So we'll click My Websites. This should look familiar. This is the same exact thing you get when you click on the Websites tab down here at the bottom. And from here, we'll click Edit Agent Site. And what we have here, again, some surface level edits that we can do. Over here on the right-hand side, you'll see a mock-up of a KW agent site. It may look just like yours currently. Okay. You'll see 3 ways to view it: desktop or laptop, tablet, or mobile, so that you can get a good idea of what it's going to look like. We'll choose laptop so you can see the most area for today. And then on the left are the things that you can make the edits to. So for pages, you'll see home page as an option, and it lets you know that to be able to make a full edit or to access everything within this page, you really do need to go into expert mode, which is up here in the top right-hand corner. We'll go there next. But for now, we can just click on home page and make some surface level changes, okay? At any point, when we make some of the changes over here on the left-hand side, we do have a couple of extra options over here on the right now. When this opened, we can view in a browser, which would mean our KW agent site is going to open in a new tab and actually show those changes. So you're not just limited to see this preview right here. You also have a publish button. If you make any changes over here on the left-hand side, you will want to click publish in order to save them and make them live on your KW agent site. Some changes you make will be relatively quick. I mean, you might see them pretty instantaneously. We have seen other updates take a couple of hours recently. So just know you might need to give it a couple of hours, come back and check on your site to see if those changes are really what you wanted them to be. Okay. So coming over here to the left-hand side under home page, let's go through the little surface level edits that we can do here. The first is going to be your banner. This is right here at the very top of your KW agent site where you'll find this default text, let's find your dream home. You can put your cursor in this field and change this to be whatever you would like. So what if we just take off home and say, let's find your dream? Maybe you're a commercial agent. Maybe you want to have it just customized a little bit. You can always click off that field, and what you should be seeing on your screen right now is home should disappear right here, but it's not. So we'll go ahead and add it back. But just know when you make a change on the left, you should see the previews on the right. Again, they were going through updates yesterday, guys, and the sites were down just for a hair. So that may be why we're seeing this delay. But we'll move on to the next. The media type. Notice back here we have a video playing. You can choose a video or you can choose images. It's completely up to you what you would prefer. Just know that when it comes to a video, it probably needs to be an MP4 file. If you're looking for stock images to use on your marketing, you can go to pexels.com, and that is a great site to go and find images and videos that are not watermarked. I'll go ahead and drop that into the chat there for you. But again, you can come here and look for photos or videos and just put like homes and look for homes. And it will show you all kinds of items that you can get right here. No watermarks, just choose to download and use on your marketing. We have another class called Build Your Social Media, and we actually give out several other resources within that class as well, where you can get some free stock images and content and things like that. So check that class out if you haven't already. I'll go ahead and close Pexels and come back to our command tab. And again, you can upload images or videos. If you upload more than one upload more than one image, it will play it almost like a slideshow. So it'll do the first image for a couple of seconds and then move to your second image. So it does rotate. Below that, you have your search bar right here, and it says buy or rent. So you can choose whichever option you'd like. You can choose to hide the rent option if you only want it to show buy properties. So for sale listings. With the content, you do also have an option to make this a custom button instead of a search bar. Again, maybe you're a commercial agent, or you would just much rather have a call to action here at the very top of your website rather than a search bar. You can choose to do that by creating a custom button here. You can say what the button would be. And then you can decide what link that button actually takes the viewer to when they click on it. It can be a URL for like another website, or you can have it even link to one of your internal pages, maybe a page that's already on your KW agent site already. So you can make the choice here what you would like. Again, sorry the preview is not working, guys, on the right-hand side. It should be adjusting that to show a button at this time instead of a search field. Hopefully that will be updated soon, but just know that this whole search bar would disappear. And just like this little search button appears here, it would appear in the center of this screen. Okay, we'll go ahead and switch back to search bar and go to the next section. The next section is featured properties. I'll show you how to edit these deeper when we get into the expert mode. But here on the surface, you can choose to even hide this section by clicking on the eyeball, and it will hide that entire section completely. Or choose to have the section displayed by making sure that eyeball is open with no slash through it. You can adjust the name, which is here in bold. You can also adjust the description, which is the smaller text that shows beneath it. Caleb, you're talking about, let me go back up. This right here, hide rent, toggle under content. That is where, right, let me go back. The search bar that's right here, you have an option to click buy and you can search for sale listings, or a rent option where you can search through properties that are only for rent. Okay, good. And that you can just choose to hide it or show it, whichever you want. And coming back down to featured properties, there we go. So from right here, what this essentially does is you can pick a center point, like in your city or your business, maybe it's your niche market, whatever you want it to be. You pick a center point address, and from there, you decide how big of a radius around that address will it pull listings to feature on your website. So you can set that up to where it will automatically do this for you and show those properties. So you can choose that center point again and then choose the radius. Maybe you want it to be like 90 miles around that address. Whatever you would like it to be, you set that radius. Just know, guys, that this is really linear miles, not like road or travel miles. So it is definitely different. You'll be surprised at how big of an area it actually covers for a radius. So you may want to try to toggle that back and forth a few times, specifically talking to agents that are maybe on a state line, where you're maybe not licensed in the other state just yet or at all. You may want to watch this and make sure you're not dipping over into an area or a state that you don't represent. So again, just make sure this is set the way you would like it. You can choose kilometers as well instead of just miles. And you can also set a price range right here. Again, surface level changes, but I'm going to show you where you can actually get more detailed with this when we jump into expert mode. Excuse me, just a second. Thank you. Just need to clear my throat. And so moving on down to testimonies. Come down to our testimony section here. Pretty self-explanatory, but you do get the option to change the headline where you see it in bold here. And also you can add a description that will show just below featured testimonies just to give a little more of a blurb if you want, or a little more accent. And so you can come in and adjust those here from your surface level changes, but that's about it for that section. Again, you can choose to hide it or fully display it. Blog list is just below this. You will have 4 blogs set up as a standard by KW on your KW agent site to begin with. And again, surface level changes. You can decide to hide the blog section, show it, or you can edit the headline right here and the description. It's up to you, but you would just put your cursors in these fields. Any changes you've made, just make sure you click that publish button in the top right. Okay. One more little service level change that you can make from right here before we jump into expert mode is right here with this little paint palette. This is styling. It's just asking me if I wanted to save my changes. I chose no. And so from right here, styling, this is a theme on your KW agent site. And so Caleb, I have a tip video I can send you a link to for that, for submitting a testimonial, but I can touch on that when I get to the testimonial section for sure. Okay. Um, yeah, no worries. Right here for the theme, notice that it's a white background with a red button and a red logo. We're currently on the red light theme. You can choose like KW theme default, and notice now the button is purple and red. There's slate dark and some darker themes that you can choose and toggle through. My only word of caution on this is sometimes on the darker themes, when you're adding custom information to like a custom page or something, sometimes the text or your logos will not display correctly because the background is so dark. So just double check that. It does look nice and sharp, but some of your custom things that you add later might not display like you want them to. So go ahead and choose whichever theme you prefer and make sure to click publish when you're done. And now we're actually going to jump into expert mode. I'm going to go through the default pages that are already added to your KW agent site and show you some more of the editing you can do on a deeper level. Okay. Just for the sake of navigation, even though we have an expert mode option right here, I can jump right to it. I actually want to back up to the website tab just so you know how to always get here if you need to. So let me click X, close without publishing. And again, this is the screen that we see when we come right here to our websites tab. Okay. So at any point, if you want to jump into expert mode, you can just click websites tab, edit agent site, and come right to expert mode right here. Okay. And will open you a new tab just like this. Giving it a sec. Okay, good. It loaded completely. I'm very happy. A little nervous with that preview not working that we might not be able to get through everything today. Um, Barbara is asking, will this update on all views? Yes. If you're asking about, I'm assuming you're talking about the themes, or are you talking about when you say all views, Barbara, are you talking about the laptop, mobile, and tablet views that I showed a little while ago, or do you mean like the, okay, I was giving you just a second to say something else just in case I'm, okay. So if that is what you're talking about, yes, when you hit publish, it will update for all three views. Whatever edits you made right there on the surface level. Okay, good. Um, and so right here in expert mode, guys, numero uno thing you want to do, make sure this is the site you want to edit. Specifically speaking to associates that may also be on Market Center leadership or also a team or in multiple market centers, whatever your situation may be, make sure this is the site you want to make changes to before dipping down here and getting into the editing. If it's not the site you want to make changes to, come up here to your name right here. And when you click that link, just make sure you choose the appropriate site from that drop down. Now we have gobs and ours is a demo account, so it won't look like that, but you'll come to your link right here and usually have one or two options if you're on a team or part of Market Center leadership that you can choose from. Okay. So again, making sure that you have the exact site right here that you want to make your changes to. We're going to come all the way down here under default pages. This is where we're going to focus today. Our other class, customized websites, will go into creating custom pages. That's where you will get to explore all of these quick start options that are right here. So definitely recommend checking that out. But for today, we're going to focus on just the default pages that are already added to your KW agent site. You will see usually three. It's your home page, your about the agent page, and then your blog page. I'm going to go up here to the view of our KW agent site that's open in this other tab. Come back to the home page just so I can show you what we're looking at here. Goodness, I still have it zoomed in. Okay, let's back up a little bit. Right here is the home page. This is what we're going to tackle first. Okay, so when it says home page, it is this page that comes right when you open your KW agent site, and it's essentially what we just went over. So let's start here. We'll go back to our expert mode, and we would just click on home page. Similar to where we were, as in the fields to make edits are going to be on our left, and our preview where our changes will show is right here on the right. When you make any change, you will see that save or publish button in the top right. So we have our 4 sections we can work on. This very top addresses this top section here, and then we'll make our way down through the same ones we were just looking at: featured properties, featured testimonials, and then blog. So let's do the top first. We see again that we can adjust what our title is on our website. It does default to Let's Find Your Dream Home, but you can make this whatever you would like it to be. You just put your cursor in that field, make a change. I'm going to click off the field. You should see the eye updating up here in the top right-hand corner that lets you know it's working on it. Yay, it worked. Okay, so now you can see your preview where it took that word off and just says, Let's Find Your Dream. Okay, so you can control what this says here. I'm going to add the word home back. Just below that, you see that same field where you can actually add a custom video or custom images. So you can do that here. Whenever you come below that, you can choose to actually hide the title. So if I choose to hide the title, you will see this disappear any minute now. Ah, there. Okay. It's like holding your breath. I'm not sure what we're going to get today, guys. And so you hide the title. You can take away that text and just have it be your search bar if you want it to be. Okay. I'm going to make it show again. And just below that, this is the option where we can change this particular search bar to a button if you prefer. So hopefully I'm going to be able to show you that custom button now. You can add a description if you want, but the call to action is right here. And so I'll say I want it to be the contact me page on our site. So I'll choose an internal page indicating it's a page already on my KW agent site. So I'll choose an internal call to action. Notice some extra fields show up. Our search bar disappeared, so it's thinking. So we'll come down here and decide what the text of the button says. You can add the text and then choose the link of where it will take your viewer when they click on it. I'm hoping our little button will show before I get that far. There we go. So connect with me now. It shows that action button right here on your home page. And so now people can click that and either be taken to an outside website or another web page on your site. I was just going to click the blank line and you'll be able to choose any of the pages that are already on your KW agent site, like a contact me page. If you don't have one, we can make it for you, just FYI. But it's literally just a page on your website that says contact me. And it has one of the lead capture forms from your website. So now anybody that comes to this particular site can just click connect with me now. When they do so, they'll be taken to a page that has that form to capture their information. And they can then enter their information so I can reach out to them. So it's up to you whether you do the call to action, custom button, or just have the property search. I'm going to swap it back to property search. And here's that option again, where you can hide the for rent tab and have it just be for buy. So I can just toggle that so you can see that it will disappear. There we go. And so now you can just see that option is no longer there. And when someone comes to search properties, they will see for sale properties, not rentals. Okay. I'll toggle that back off. Just wanted to spend a little extra time on that since it didn't show us the preview in the other section. I wanted to make sure you got to see what it should look like. Okay. We're going to close this section. I'm just going to do it by clicking the header. and come down to our second section here, featured properties. Malik, that's a great question. Can you have both the search bar and the connect with me button? At this time, it's an either or. I will say though, if you choose to have the button right here in the center, you do always have that search properties tab up here in the top right, so they can always go there to search properties if they want. It really is just your preference for the look of your site. Some people want it to be absolutely in front of the consumer's face that they can search right away and not really have to like hunt for it up here at the top. It's really up to you though. You're welcome. And so right here for featured properties, guys, again, this is that second section right here. This can populate featured listings where someone can sit here and scroll through these particular listings. They can even click through the little photos. I think they get to see like 4 or 5 of the photos before it'll actually stop and force them to click on the listing. But they can come here and look through listings. Sarah, you might have them toggled off. You might want to come over here to your featured properties and under display or hide, just make sure you have display chosen. And if it's still not showing, you might want to reach out to us and let us look at that and make sure there's not a glitch somewhere. Um, but again, great segue, Sarah. Thank you for helping me. You can choose to hide this section where it is not on your website. So again, you can choose to hide this particular section. Yeah, Sarah, then definitely throw us an email. Let me give you that link real quick. Um, and we'll want to look at that for you to see what could be blocking that. And so display, just make sure it's displayed if you want it to be, hide if you don't. Below, you have a layout for carousel or grid. This is a newer feature, guys, right here. So use your discretion. I'm going to flip it to grid and see if it works. We'll give it a second here. Sometimes you will see features. Let me just say, you definitely will see features over here on the left that are not fully launched yet, I guess would be the best way to say that are still in development. So some may work, some may not. That actually looks like it's working today. So maybe this was part of their launch yesterday. But you can now see your featured properties in grid view and it shows more versus your carousel view. I'm going to swap it back to carousel and show you what that looks like. Any minute now. There we go. And so the carousel again, you just toggle through like you're on a carousel. So it's your choice what you want to look like. The title and description fields are again here, just like on your surface level changes if you want to make changes to the text. Here's the biggest one that you definitely have to get into expert mode to adjust. You have the option to make this dynamic or basic. Ignore the market center listings for a moment. Remember when I said you'll see some things here that are still in development? That's one of them. Don't recommend it. So, dynamic or basic. Basic, exactly what it sounds like. You need to come here and tell it exactly the listings you want it to show. So if you only want it to show your listings or a certain set of listings, you can set this for basic and just manually come here and click the plus button, click the blank bar, and begin typing in the address that you want it to show. It will give you an option to choose from on the MLS. There it goes. And you can choose any of these. We should see our featured testimonials, excuse me. Well, look what disappeared on ours. There it goes. Okay. I was like, Sarah, look what you did. I'm just kidding. Um, but the featured properties over here on the right should change. It's something like this, and it would literally only show the properties you manually enter, and you would need to manually remove them. Like you can tell this one's sold already. So instead of it sitting there sold, you would want to come and remove that from showing. Okay, that's basic. There's a dynamic option right here. This is what we were showing earlier where you can choose a location center point, any address you want it to be, and then set the radius for how far around that particular address it will search for listings that meet the criteria that you enter. It will automatically update the featured properties that are showing on your site. So as they come on the market and off the market, it will update this for you automatically. There's no manual maintenance that you need to do. Okay. A little more leverage for you if you're looking to automate your site. And so you can come here and actually choose to show only for a particular state if you want, helping out again those agents that may be close to a state line. You also have some other options to sort and filter through. You can set them to sort by a particular way. Maybe instead of days on site, you want it to be by living area or price. You can also pin specific listings if you want, even when it's on dynamic where it's choosing the listings for you. Maybe you have a hot listing and you want it to be premiered on your site. You can come and pin that here as well, and it will stay there at the top of your list. You can also choose these options as well for featuring listings, making sure they're just yours or just your market centers. And then for the filter listings, you have a lot to choose from. So you can come in here and decide to show and filter different types of properties based on your criteria. I'll just let you know, the more filters you set, the fewer listings it has to sort through. You might not get as many as results as you're looking for if you set a ton of filters. So just use your discretion. But you do have the option also to show sold or rented or for rent properties here as well. Okay, just to help out all the agents. So I'm going to minimize that section. We just covered the featured listings or featured property, excuse me. And now we'll move on to featured testimonials. So right here on the featured testimonials, you will have a page on your site. Let me come over to our KW site and show you right under the More tab. There's a default leave a review page. I'll show you what it looks like. This is where consumers can come and leave a testimonial for you. If you've received a testimonial on another platform, or maybe the person just gave a verbal review to you, you can come in here and enter it for them, or enter like a review from Zillow and just manually enter it into your review page and submit the review. Then it's a two-step process. Once the testimonial is entered, who is this? Was this for Caleb? I hope you're here, buddy. I was showing this for you. And so then you can come back here to your expert mode. And once you're in your expert mode, you're editing your home page and you come to your featured testimonials section. When you come down to your featured testimonials, see the blank lines? You'll just want to add, choose, and any of your submitted testimonials will be right here to choose from. You'll see Joe Bob and Mary Alice and whatever their names were that they submitted on the form, you will see them right here and be able to choose that testimonial so that it will display on your site. It doesn't automatically pop up in here. That's probably a good thing, especially if you get a negative. So just know that once you get a testimonial submitted, you'll want to come here and toggle on to say which one you want to show. Okay, good, Caleb. Okay. And so for right here under featured testimonials, you do have the option to display or hide, change the text, the title, and the description. And then you'll also see the same options you did with featured properties. Basic, where you literally manually only see the testimonials you have decided to show, or you can put this on dynamic, which means out of all the testimonials that have been submitted for you, you can choose which ones are featured, which ones kind of stay towards the top here. Well, it keeps updating here. There we go. The testimonials that show towards the top. And for all the others, since we only have highlighted, that's a negative. If we've only highlighted 4 here and we include up to 9, it will pick 5 of your other testimonials that you have and rotate them here on your front page. Okay. So you make up your decision what you would like to have, whether it's going to rotate those on your homepage for you, or if you come in and manually update which ones show. Your blog list is right here as well for your blog section. You can decide if it displays or not, change that title and description if you would like. And you also have an option here for basic and dynamic. The basic, self-explanatory, you have to manually add which blogs you want to show. Dynamic, it will rotate through based on the settings you set for which blogs show on your homepage. If you want to add some, you come click the plus. If you want to minus some and take some away and don't want them to show, you would just click the minus and it would remove them. Okay. Now, we do have a new monthly blog that we can actually post for you. The content is created for you. So I'm going to share that link with y'all in the chat really quick. And that way you can request this. You would want to request it each month. But you can go there, request that we post that on your site, and we'll get that monthly blog posted for you each month. Free content. Okay. I'm going to come back up here to the logo. Again, if you made any changes, make sure to click save first. But I'm going to come back up here to the KW logo. We have just a couple of minutes left in class. And I just want to make sure that I show you right here your About the Agent page. If you're looking at your KW site, it's the About Me tab at the top. And this shows some of your information. I'm going to show you from the expert mode right here, About the Agent. Give it a second here. On the right should be our preview. And I'm sorry, guys, it is dragging today. There we go. What it should show on your About the Agent is your headshot, your contact information, your bio, your languages, your service areas, all the things that we talked about when we were going over our profile should show here on this page. And so if it doesn't, or you need to make an update to it, just remember to go back to your profiles to make those updates. You don't technically change any of the information about the bio here from this particular page. I'll click agent profile and show you that it essentially just gives you the option to display or hide if you want your information on this page. When it comes to your details, it's essentially the same thing. You can change the My Details text, but you basically are choosing just to display or hide on this page. All the information is pulling from your profiles. Your agent bio is going to be the same way. You display or hide. And then for your preferred vendors down here at the end, somebody has been using this as a test. So let me fix that. Preferred vendors. If you have any preferred vendors you would like to appear on your site, you can always click this link right here. It will open a new tab and allow you to add vendors in for your website. You also can choose to hide or display this particular part of the page, and you can choose to show your market centers preferred partners as well if you want that toggled on. Okay, it will look like this. And then over here on the right, you click save when you make those changes. I see those questions coming through, guys. I will definitely get those answered in 2 shakes for you. I just want to click on this last page. I'm coming back up to the logo at the top. And the last page we were going to go over is the blog list page right here for default pages. If it will open in time, there we go. Just to show you again that this gives you the option to edit the title of the page, but this is where your blogs live. And you can come and actually add additional blogs. If you want to click the plus sign and then the blank line, you have the option to create a new blog post right here or choose from any of the other ones that you've already created to post on your blog page. Okay. Click save if you've made any changes, and that is it. We covered it. Those were the default pages for your KW agent site. I'm going to make sure I answer the questions. So if y'all are here for the questions in the chat, I will stay for a couple of minutes and get those answered for you. If you're watching this back on recording, you can always reach out to us, support@scottleroymarketing.com, and we'll be happy to get those questions answered for you. Thanks for watching.